And I'm glad that you told the story of being happy, because everybody thinks once you get money, you're gonna immediately have every day is daisies and lilies and flowers, and you're just happy, and God, you're gonna moonwalk to the ATM every day. Money is not necessarily guaranteed happiness.
It's not, but people ain't gonna listen until they get the money and then figure it out. So I wish that for everybody to get enough money where you could realize it don't make you happy. But yeah, that's true. And if you've been in that position, you know that to be true. It can alleviate a lot of stress. Right. But if your problems only come from a lack of money, you know how to solve them. But the problems that you have when you have money, it ain't that easy to solve them. So it get deeper then.
It get deeper.
Yeah, more money, different problems.
Now, as far as that, you kind of touched based on an area that I really want to expand upon is like mental health, right?
Yeah.
And it's a huge issue in our community, especially with black men. We have had so many tragedies, so many different levels of depression, so many different levels of mental health issues that go unaddressed. Mm-hmm. Some are small, some are really, really heavy. I want to ask you, how were you able to say, I'm incredibly sad doing what everybody thinks I should be doing, and be able to grab yourself out of that sadness or whatever was not fulfilling you and go in another direction? That's a hard turn for most people.
I've always been able to look at myself in the mirror, be self-aware, and also just be aware of how I'm affected by other people. And using that stuff, I kind of just go to the drawing board when it comes to self-growth. So if I'm doing something that's not making me happy, I look in the mirror and I'm like, why am I doing this? And a lot of times it's ulterior motives, and a lot of times it's fueled by ego. And if that's the case, I try to kill it. You know what I mean? I try to cut it at the root. And that's what a lot of social media is wanting to have that top video, wanting to be admired by the people.
Like a drug, man.
It's a drug. It really is a drug. I would wake up, 3, 4 in the morning to post a video, because that's what time, because then it get to the East Coast 6 in the morning, and then people could, it could have a full day, a full ride. And it's like, so many things come with it where you just constantly on your phone, and you do get that dopamine rush when something is going good, and you do feel depressed when it's going bad. It really is an addiction. But realizing that it didn't make me happy is like, why am I doing it? All right, cool. Let me just try to figure out a way to move that makes me happy. And I watch a lot of I love getting insight from people like yourself that's been here before and been doing it for a while, and it's never really about the work, because the work is subjective. Some people, the work is subjective, but how you gain longevity and how you sustain your mental health throughout is what's important to me. And I look at the Actors Roundtable a lot. Actors Roundtable comes on, it's Hollywood Reporter, Actors Roundtable, and they ask about the work, but they also ask about things you would tell yourself or things you wish you knew. And the most common thing I see with most of the OG actors is I wish I would have been happy. I wish I wouldn't have made happiness contingent on success.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
Yeah, and it's I could see myself doing it. It's it's a human quality, and it's cool. Let me not make my happiness be dependent on gaining this, because that finish line is gonna continue to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's let me just figure out what's making me happy now, invest in that, and then let the work be something I do for additional pleasure, but not be my everything. So now with work, I don't work after 4 or 5 o'clock. I spend that time with my family, because that's what really makes me happy. I give myself work hours. I don't work on the weekends. I just try to balance.
Yeah, man, it's really, really hard. It's just a tough, because I'll give you an example. For me, I think when I was first coming up in the game, your being on the show was your success. Yeah. And for me, transitioning from MTV to come to Hollywood on an NBC deal was major. Mm-hmm. They was paying crazy. And I'm like,
network rates.
What? I was like, I'm about to be on network TV, going from being a VJ to this, and it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. The money was there, but the the thing that I thought was going to happen didn't happen right there. And I was like, oh shit. Yo, I'm out here now. Like, I done came to LA and shit, and the show ain't work. I'm like, uh-oh, do I keep the money? do I keep the money or whatever? But I totally agree with you. And I think the thing that helped me find my happiness is my wife and my kids.
Yeah, man.
I felt like my wife and my kids gave me something for me. Because the game, to me, it will just eat you up. Like, the game constantly pulls. The game, you're chasing, you're pushing. But I always said that I want to have something that the game can't take from me. Mm-hmm. And so I felt my balance in my family, right? Yeah. And so I can still work and hustle and do that. But like you said, I make time. And I'm glad that you're young enough to have that knowledge or whatever epiphany, because it will keep you from going crazy.
It will. It ground you, man.
It grounds you, yeah.
It give you different purpose.
Absolutely.
It give you different purpose. Your kids don't care about, what's on TV, especially at a younger age. They don't know about none of that. They want daddy to be there, feed them and play with them and, that type stuff. And then your significant other, she wants you there. All of that other stuff don't really mean nothing. I mean, it's great, but it's not end all.
I saw a clip that I thought was amazing, because I'm a big supporter of Black Daddy Magic, because we don't never get no trophies. We don't get no trophies. Being a father and a daddy, you don't get no trophies, man. we just be like, well, do something else. You forgot the window is cracked. So I saw you make this amazing thing in the yard for your son. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a jungle gym. You made it by hand or something, or?
Yeah, not really.
Because it looked like you nice with the wood and the saw and all that.
I am. I've done a lot of other stuff.
You a carpenter too?
Something like that. So like I said, when I had the studio space,
okay,
I didn't have the money to build out these offices, but my sound guy knew how to, he was an old country boy. He knew how to do
with it.
He knew how to do some stuff. So I learned from him, and we built the offices, and I built all my sets. And so I learned the fundamentals of carpentry. And then doing pandemic, I just got a house, so there was a lot of stuff I wanted to do around the house, and things were shut down. People was charging ridiculous prices, and like you said earlier,
watch Melvin go to work.
I pride myself on being a problem solver, so I went to YouTube. I was like, how do I do this? But that jungle gym outside, it comes like all of the pieces. Now it was a bitch to put together,
right?
But yeah, I put it together rather than hiring somebody. But nah, the pieces are like pre-cut and stuff. But I've done other stuff. I built like a theater and decks and basketball courts and
this
other
is
stuff
what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You a utility man, Melvin.
Hey, man.
And you ain't nobody gonna box you in, bro.
If the world come to an end, nobody hiring us to act. We gotta, we gotta be of some service to the world. Ain't nobody, going to the theater in a post-apocalyptic world, but I'm gonna be building something.
But you be out here, man, if you need a jungle gym, Melvin got you.
I'm gonna start a colony.
You can feel the
I'm gonna start a colony. I'm gonna be the president because I'm building stuff. Yeah.
What's
I'm gonna turn a man boy in a zombie world.